Hi, I'm Eduardo Martinez. I'm an assistant professor of philosophy here at the University of Cincinnati. My research is mostly in democratic theory. I'm really interested in evaluative standards that we use for democracies as a whole, as well as institutions and practices within them. So I've written in the past about administrative agencies and about the role of identity in democracy. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about partisanship and civic education in democracies as well. I'm really interested in the action guidance that political philosophy can provide, especially for non-ideal circumstances. So I hope with a lot of my work is to try to think about how it might tell us something interesting about how we might engage in policy making or some kind of action in democracy in a better way. So for example, in some recent co-authored work on the role of identity in democracy, my co-author and I try to think a lot about how we have responsibilities as citizens in social movements, as representatives, both in elected offices and in unofficial organizational capacities, to try to make identities work in ways that are better for us, that are more flexible, and improve the functioning of democracy. So I'm really always trying to think about non-ideal action guidance for political philosophy. I think our department has a really supportive infrastructure for interdisciplinary and intradisciplinary cross-pollination. So we have faculty with expertise in lots of different special sciences, such as cognitive science, biology, political science, as well as a lot of opportunities for engagement across different subfields of philosophy, like moral psychology, general philosophy of science, social epistemology. I think a lot of our students have taken advantage of that, both with taking courses outside of philosophy and creating interesting dissertation projects and other research projects that cut across different areas. In addition, our department's special in having lots of opportunities to cut across the boundary of universities and the wider public. So we have the Cincinnati Ethics Center, which is a relatively new ethics center here at UC that does a lot of public-facing work, including Ethics Bowl and K-12 programming. And we also have the Center for Public Engagement with Science, which brings together researchers across the university that both do public engaged work and also study how it's done in other contexts. So I think for students and faculty who are interested in making philosophy work outside of the academy, as well as working inside of it, UC is a really great place to explore that kind of engagement. So I think if you're a student who is really excited about the opportunities that philosophy provides, you're really captivated by the subject, but you also find lots of interesting connections to other disciplines, UC is a great place for you. Because of all the opportunities and the infrastructure we have to support interdisciplinary interests, I find that students really get excited about it and take advantage of those opportunities if they have that kind of interdisciplinary excitement alongside a captivation with philosophy. It's tough to pick one course in graduate school. They were all helpful in different ways, but one course that really stuck with me was a graduate course I took with Meena Krishnamurthy on the history of African-American political thought. We read both 19th and 20th century theorists, and we actually paired it with some 20th century Indian theorists, and also thinking about contemporary political philosophy as well. And that was really instructive for me, both to feel comfortable taking inspiration and engaging with theoretical work across lots of different traditions that takes contemporary political problems that are really pressing seriously as a motivating force. And it really influenced me, I think, for a lot of other work where I try to take seriously a lot of the public discussions and think about how what's going on in the public sphere and in the academic sphere can be complementary. So I'm really interested in public policy. So I'd like to think it'd be fun and one could be impactful working in the public policy space, either in terms of like a think tank or maybe even working in some administrative part of the government. I think that would fit a lot of the interests I have now, but with a different skill set than what it takes to be a philosophy professor. So it's tough to pick just one book, but my favorite fictional author is Kim Stanley Robinson. He's a science fiction author from California, and I really like his work because he takes seriously and really delves into the details of science and engineering parts of science fiction alongside social and political imaginative thinking and writing. So he's famous for his trilogy of books that talks about a potential colonization of Mars. He's also written about complexity theory on an intergenerational spaceship. And so I find his work to capture some of the utility of the imaginative thinking that's powerful about philosophy, but also does it in an entertaining and engaging way in the package of a science fiction novel.